Tucked away in a small building outside of Oxford, a company called Adaptive Eyewear is quietly working away on a potentially world-changing product. The problem they're tackling? A lack of access to corrective eyeglasses in the developing world. Using a technology developed by an Oxford atomic physicist, in which a silicone oil inside the lens can be manipulated to adjust the prescription on the spot, they're attempting to make glasses accessible to those who can't get to a specialist and have lenses made. In a series of small labs, they develop, manufacture, and test their distinctive brand of round spectacles, constantly maturing and refining the product.
There's a fluid-filled lens, which is essentially a container with one or two flexible plates, and we push an oil in between, which you can see through, to bend the shape of the lens into something which is positive and powerful, like this, or negative and powerful, like this. You have a reservoir of oil here on the end, which is removed after adjustment, and a rather conventional frame in the middle. The idea being that I look at a distant point, covering one eye, wind slowly backwards on the dial until I can see, cover the other eye, and repeat until I can see rather well.
It's a mighty task, and they have to start small, but even their first project, which aims to provide eyeglasses to everyone that needs a pair in Rwanda, is highly ambitious. And the need is pressing. Rwanda is a country of 10 million people with just 4 optometrists in its population, and it's estimated that in sub-Saharan Africa, more than 95% of the population has no access to eyeglasses. This means that a huge number of people can't properly study, work, or even go about daily life.
Can you imagine people who are currently working, who are doing neo work, as we call it, either outside or inside? If you provide them sight, near sight, then they become suddenly productive, or in other words, or maybe even they get a job which otherwise they wouldn't have, or they keep the job which they otherwise would lose.
Adaptive and their program Vision for a Nation have teamed up with the Rwandan government, which they say was essential. In an initial stage, they distributed 250 pairs of the glasses in a village there. As we were visiting, a team was just finishing up a second trip to hand out the specs.
Obviously, you can imagine that Rwanda is very proud to be the first in this program, to be the first Vision for a Nation country, and that makes them even more enthusiastic and more determined to make it a success with us.
The glasses have evolved over time, from bulky examples with metal components to lighter plastic models that are more aesthetically pleasing. The technology in its current state gives the glasses their signature round shape. They have to be this way for even distribution of the oil, which translates to better optical quality. And they're tested exhaustively. Glasses are baked, frozen, subjected to repetitive strain, and checked for optical performance in machines developed in-house specifically for that purpose. Funding all of this is an ongoing challenge, especially as the scale of the project ramps up. The good news is they've seen that the very tangible nature of what they're providing holds a special appeal for donors.
You provide a pair of glasses of, let's say, $10 or $15, and you suddenly give people sight in a split of a second. And again, that is very powerful.
In Oxford for Monocle, I'm Gabriel Lee.